Buyers advocates act on behalf of home buyers and property investors to purchase property.
More and more people, Des, are using buyers advocates on the basis that they can take the stress out of a fairly emotional position when you're looking to purchase property. It can be hard, awkward, you may not have the experience and all the skills to negotiate with an agent. Keeping in mind an agent normally is there to engage to look after the vendor. As a buyer's advocate, we come through and look after the buyer and make sure they get the best terms and price when they're looking to buy.
So Brett, what prompted you to go with a buyer's advocate when buying investment properties?
Well, effectively, I own property in the northern suburbs of Melbourne, so I was looking to invest on the east side, if you like, just trying to get some blue chip type properties, and because I wasn't that familiar in the east side of Melbourne, I was pretty keen to get some professional support and assistance with that.
Lauren, at Infolio, you not only help people buy property, but then you manage it for them afterwards. So obviously there's a bit of pressure on you guys then to make sure you pick the right one.
Yeah, there is, because obviously we appraise the rental value at the time that we're looking at the investment purchase. So then we need to be able to deliver on the result once we take over the management. Sometimes the properties are vacant, sometimes they're not. But obviously if the property doesn't perform over a period of time, it's going to be very evident because we'll be managing it. So the relationship needs to be founded on that.
OK, Cameron, this is one of the properties you've bought at Infolio. Tell us, what attracted you to this one?
Well, Des, when we initially looked at this, we obviously had an initial criteria that our company follows, but once we walked in here, we could see some significant points of difference ahead of other investment properties. One, as you might be able to see as we wandered through here, some of the aspects out of the windows were very nice. We also love the separation of the two bedrooms in case two people were sharing, if this was going to be used as an investment property. Also, this over here, as you might notice, had a separate toilet rather than a toilet that was in the bathroom.
Nice kitchen.
Lovely kitchen with the 600 wide benches, which means that it lends itself well for an update in future. Blinds and carpets and paint had all been replaced. Both bedrooms were greater than 9 square metres, which is one of our key criteria.
When you're assessing a property as a rental property, what are the deal breakers for you?
Some of the things that we think are particularly important would be having some outdoor space, some off-street parking, being close to amenities, parks, shops, transport. It differs from suburb to suburb because they tend to have a different type of tenant that they'll attract, and those things will be different for each area.
What was the process like for you using a buyer's agent?
Very good, very informative. To be honest, I found the support and the knowledge of the buyer's advocates to be very, very good, very helpful.
How did it work with Infolio? Because they also manage your properties, don't they?
Yeah, Cameron Deal actually helped us go through the purchasing component, and Lauren now looks after the property management, so it's working well.
I would imagine in your business, with a lot of people nowadays staying single or becoming single later in life, you're also buying apartments and houses for people as owner-occupier.
Absolutely. So we look after many different people who are looking to purchase, but we have an investment arm of the business where we have a particular criteria of property that we look for. And then for our homeowners, they could be young families looking to upsize or older families that are looking to downsize potentially and go into retirement. We also have a luxury home area of our business where we look after some clients that have bought some fairly expensive homes in Melbourne.
And there, I imagine, it's not as much criteria as personal needs and taste and what they want.
Absolutely, but there is still criteria involved in that, which would involve orientation, land size, streetscape, and those types of things most importantly.
What areas do you like at the moment in Melbourne for investment properties? Well,
we particularly like Elwood, parts of St Kilda, Armidale, Hawthorn, Paran. Elwood tends to be a good area for us at the moment. You have low vacancy, they rent well, you've got a single professional, less wear and tear. So that's always a nice feature and something that's good for a client to be able to rent in. Downside to Elwood would be its proximity to local transport. But again, it's Bayside, so people will say, well, I'll move there anyway. Armidale's a no-brainer. Every time you have a property in Armidale, it rents and it rents well because you've got High Street, tram, proximity to the city.
Yeah, we're very, very happy with the final outcomes and all the dealings. Their level of expertise and knowledge of the market and the particular areas we were looking at was exceptional, so no, we're very happy.